Toy Story 5 is the latest film in the long-running franchise from Pixar, and once again follows Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and the rest of the gang, as playtime is threatened by a new enemy, technology. Thanks for clicking on the video. I'm Josh, and this will be a spoiler-free review. Now, with that out of the way, let's start the rundown. The technical side is great. It makes for a film that is just as visually impressive as the other films. The animation is great, with it building upon the amazing work done for the fourth film, and just making for such a rich and artistically expressive film, especially on the 2D hand-drawn inspired sequences, which are meant to represent Bonnie's imagination, which really contrasts the realism of the real world in the film. The music as well is great, with Randy Newman once again returning for the score, and making a score that is equal parts nostalgic and fresh, and just feels quite inventive, and makes for a score that makes for such a fun and emotional film. The new headlining song from Taylor Swift is also quite good and fits with the film's narrative and Jessie's emotional journey in the film quite well, and makes for a good bookend. The writing as well is quite good and makes for a fitting continuation for the franchise. The story of Toys vs. Tech makes for quite an interesting and relevant premise that makes for some great conflict and emotional moments for the characters, both old and new. The film's shift as well to making Jessie the lead character also works incredibly well, with the arc she goes on in the film making for quite an emotional one and really helps you to connect with her as well. However, the writing isn't without its flaws. Some storylines in the film do feel a bit like a rehash of things we've seen in the previous films, which can make it feel less unique than the rest. Also, some legacy characters are also sidelined in favor of newer characters, which can make them feel unimportant in the film. Hey there, quick pause. If you're enjoying the video and want to see more, if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all my latest videos. Thank you, and now let's get back to the video. The acting in the film is great, and it's definitely the strongest aspect of the film. Tom Hanks and Tim Allen are still great as Woody and Buzz, with them easily stepping back into these roles and still giving such funny and charming performances that make them among Pixar's best. However, the standout is definitely Joan Cusack as Jessie, whose more leading role in the film and a great delivery really helping to sell the emotional bond she has with Bonnie, and making for quite an emotional and satisfying arc for the character. Newer cast members such as Greta Lee as Lilypad and Conan O'Brien as Smarty Pants are also great, with their performances ranging from wildly charismatic and manipulative to hilarious and sarcastic, which really just makes the film such a fun watch. Now for the rating. Toy Story 5 is a great film, with some great animation and music that give you that classic Pixar feel. This is only enhanced by the great writing with a relevant story and some good character work that make it quite a fun and emotional film. The acting as well is great and also helps with this sense of fun and emotion that make it a worthy continuation of the franchise. However, the film does rehash some storylines from previous films, just with a different lens, and some of the legacy characters aren't given much to do and don't feel that important to the film, which does drag it down for me a bit. This leads me to give Toy Story 5 a rating of 4 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload from the channel. And as always, I'll see you on the next rundown.